Hello and welcome. This is Jai Galagali.
Thank you.
In this episode, in this very special episode, we have a very esteemed guest, and he's a member of the famous spin quartet. He is also the former national selector, and he has led the India team in the past. And in his more recent years, he was renowned and very respected umpire and at international fixtures. So let's give a warm welcome to Vekataraghavan. Hello, Venkat. This is such a
Hello.
pleasure to have you on my channel. Um,
It's my
we
pleasure.
we recently mourned the passing away of Bishen Singh Bedi, another legend of this esteemed spin quartet.
Yeah.
Yes, and in this episode, Venkat will walk us down the memory lane, recall some of the beautiful moments, share his reflections on the life and legacy of this remarkable individual. So, Venkat, before I hand over to you, allow me a minute to set a stage. I'll be quick. 1976, end of November, New Zealand team under Glenn Turner is in India, and they have lost the series against Pakistan. They have lost the first test in Bombay, drawn the second in Kanpur. Now they are in Chennai. And India is in sight of victory, needs just 2 wickets. Captain Bedi is in sight of a personal record. He has taken 9 wickets already. He just needs 1 wicket to hit the 10 wickets mark. And at that point, he takes himself off and brings in Chandra at one end. And when the 8 wicket falls, he brings in you to do the honors. And you fittingly took the last wicket and brought a poetic end to the match and as well as the series, to the delirious delight of the crowd. What is it that you remember about this match?
In fact, it is almost 50 years. Only fact I remember is because of the fact that I made the highest score in Test cricket. I just remember that same particular match.
Venkataraghavan comes at number 9, bats for 3 hours, scores a career best of 64 runs before being out for Canes. In response to India's total of 298, New Zealand...
That was particularly good innings, I thought, because last Canes was bowling well. And I hit, I remember from when I went to 50, I remember going with a 6 of Patrick. That yes. I clearly remember. I hit a 6 and cleared the boundary line.
Yes. Having taken 9 wickets so far, selflessly takes himself off. Congratulates Venkat for having clinched the 10th wicket. Crowd going wild with jubilation. India has won the test and the series.
The earlier you talked about Bishen taking himself off and then giving me the ball. I think that shows the man's same mentality and the generosity of the man.
Absolutely.
He's fantastic. He always had the greatest respect for the other 3 efforts, both Pras, Chandra and myself. In fact, we were as a family, and Bishen to me was more than a friend. He was a friend, philosopher and guide.
Lovely.
We both enjoyed our company. Whenever we met, we discussed various things about cricket and the various episodes and all that sort of thing. The first thing I remember about meeting him was I was a senior by one. I had already played and taken 8 wickets and all that. And he came into play at Calcutta against West Indies. West Indies, right. That was his first test match against the West Indies. And what I appreciated about him is he was not bothered about the names. The big names like Sobers and Kenai and other things is of no botheration. And he bowled the same to everybody. And he mesmerized them with his spin. And right. It's a folklore. In fact, you can talk about it because what he has in world cricket is something to be remembered.
Yeah, much has been described about his bowling action. He said it's like poetry in motion.
Classic smooth motion. It is absolutely superb, fantastic. He had such a smooth action. I've never seen any left-arm spinner having an action like that. Because even Minu Mankad, his predecessor,
Yes.
who was a great bowler himself, had a contracted action. At the time of delivery, he bent and all that, whereas Bishen was absolutely erect when delivered the ball. And the control with which he bowled is something absolutely fantastic.
You two being a legend, did he pick up a lesson or two from your approach to spin bowling?
That only Bishen will be able to say, but the
That's
point is, he always said that, see, he learned everything from the other three of us. That was his humility. I mean, the man was humble enough to accept his limitations, humble enough to give credit to the others wherever that is due. And he always respected me as a player and as a captain.
You know, for us fans from my generation, the spin quartet is like a phenomenon. But you being a member of the legendary quartet, how did you think about that? And what was, tell us more about the friendship and the competition I have a barrage of questions, but I'll keep it simple. For instance, tell us about how did you used to celebrate on good days and on the days when one of you were hammered by the batsman. How did you used to console each other, and how did you used to like get over
Yeah,
the?
yeah, there is always words of comfort from one to the other. So when somebody is not particularly having a good day, we used to go there. The other like Chandra might probably have a same bad day, or Brass is not bowling well, or I am not bowling well. They will come and tell me and give me the tips, and which would be very useful. So we enjoyed our camaraderie, and our friendship was more than anything else. It's that friendship of the quartet was something unimaginable.
And what else other than cricket? What else did you have in common?
Bishen, in fact, what attracted me most was his simplicity. And even in his early days, when he was my roommate in Calcutta, he used to quietly sit in a corner and sing. And he enjoyed music. The team used to ask him to sing. And then we used to sit around and enjoy his music. It's a very good connoisseur of music.
Yeah, tell us more. When you said music, you got me started. And is there any particular genre of music that he was fond of?
In fact, you should appreciate this. I don't understand that much of Hindi, but I appreciated his music, the way he sang, the way he enjoyed himself, the way one can see that when he sang, that he is enjoying himself.
Very nice. And the other thing is like you probably had a shared sense of humor among the four of you.
I have one or two incidents that I distinctly remember. So this was immediately after the famous test match that we won,
Uh-huh.
where we were chasing 404 runs and for say 4 wickets.
West
Where
Indies.
Bridget Patel got 100 and Gundappa Vishwanath and Sunil Gavaskar, everybody created a record. And after that, the team was enjoying itself in Trinidad. And there was a call from the Indian High Commissioner's office
Uh,
for the team to visit the Indian High Commission for him to felicitate us. So Bishen, as usual, was engrossed in enjoying himself. And I had to go and convince him that the Indian High Commissioner is as good as the president himself. He is representing the president in a different country. He is a representative of the president, and he is see, he's got his wishes has got to be respected, and I had to convince him. And I had to take the team along with me, and I'm extremely happy that he listened to me and immediately gathered the whole team. Unless Bishen moved, nobody else moved, because the manager tried, the assistant manager tried, everybody tried, nothing happened. Before that, the manager came to me and then requested me to make a plea to Bishen. And I went to Bishen and told him, you have to respect the wishes of the High Commissioner. He is not going to take too long a time. you can always come back and enjoy the music and various extravaganza. So he immediately agreed, and we all went, and it all ended in a happy note. That I am very happy about, because I thought I was acting more like a diplomat than anything else at that particular point in time. And Bishen needed good advice at that particular point of time.
And and you were no doubt senior to him.
Yeah. One more thing that I remember is how he was ready enough to come and help. We had attended a party by the Indian High Commissioner the earlier day,
Uh-huh.
and I had some confrontation or something, and I was called to the High Commissioner's office the next day. Bishen was the first one to offer himself to come with me, and that showed is the strength of bond of friendship that Bishen showed. He cared for what I liked him most about what he cared about players and cared about his friends, and especially we had a friendship which is long lasting and which is more than legendary.
Yes. Yeah, so much has been written, and in the other conversations I've heard about his broad-mindedness and big heart, and he even apparently took
Absolutely.
a hockey team who were staying in a not very great lodging, and he took them out for dinner in Bangalore. It's one of the stories that I
Yeah.
read while
He
looking.
was immediately ready enough to throw a party for anyone who was done well, and who show his appreciation immediately.
Now, when you talk of generosity, there is a picture that one of my young friends shared. So you see this picture. This is from 1978 India tour of Pakistan. I think,
Yes.
yeah. And here you see India is actually lost the Test series. Bedi at this point probably knows that he might be replaced as the captain. In spite of that, look at the way he's applauding. And on the way back, Pakistan has won this match. That's the
Yeah, it was at Karachi,
Karachi.
where Mendar and Imran Khan scored the final runs.
There were some very unpleasant, situations where they bowled bumpers, and Bedi got into a lot of bad press. There were even questions asked in the parliament and so forth. So how did he navigate those very difficult moments?
He had a strong mind.
Hmm.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Especially conceding the match. I do not recall
Correct.
any.
You took the words out of my mouth. Conceded a match because he didn't like it.
Yeah, he felt that there
And he
was.
was, and he was absolutely right. I was there present. I was next to him.
Other aspect of Bedi is that he was an anti-establishment hero. He wouldn't really look at who is at the other end of the table. He wouldn't hesitate calling spade a spade. And we learned that he was very instrumental in improving he fought for the players' rights, improving the conditions for his teammates.
Myself and Bishan, we were responsible for one of the earliest cricket associations formed.
Hmm.
Bishan readily agreed to be the president. He was not afraid to talk to the board president. Once I remember, there were a galaxy of board presidents sitting in front of us. All three of us, myself, Bishan and Sunil Gavaskar, who were the members of the Players Association that was about to be formed. And it was a formidable sight, but it never deterred him. It was only to express our grievances and the shortcomings of the board, if at all we find anything. So to get the whole thing addressed. It all took a long time. It is not saying overnight.
Hmm.
It doesn't happen overnight, over a period of time. And we were the younger generation, the later generation should be grateful to the earlier generation of ours who formed the association, which
In your opinion, how do you think Bedi should be remembered by the current generation?
obviously is the greater one of the greatest left arm spinners ever bowled.
Hmm.
He was the greatest. I mean, his control over the swing, flight, and variations is something absolutely superb. And he was never afraid to toss the ball, even if he is hit for 3/4. he will get him out the next ball. He'll have a smart grin on his face after getting the wicket, even though he conceded a few runs. What meant to him was to deceive the batsman and get him out through guile and flight. No, all I have to say about Bishen Singh Bedi is that he was an asset to the say Indian cricket. I'm glad that we all played together at the same time, and we assisted each other.
Mhm.
We bowled along with each other. Whenever he is not doing, I used to bowl well. And there was a time in West Indies, if you remember, 1971, when Prasanna was hurt, we had to shoulder the entire burden, and we did it with a
Mhm.
smile on his face. So Vision to me is definitely was a more a friend, more a friend. He's a friend, philosopher, and guide.
Very nice. Thank you, Venkat.
Thank
Thanks. Thanks for the
thank
time.